Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. I'm audible to you. Yes, I am. My voice is audible. Okay, we'll start the session. So today will be the last class of the MCSE. So today we are going to start with the active fifth class. Yesterday we have finished the active fourth class, in which we have discussed how to configure the trust between different forests, with the help of which the one forest user can log in and access the resources of another forest. For that, we have to create a trust. So how we can create a trust, that we have done yesterday. Now coming to the today's session, we are going to discuss the last class of the Active Directory. So you might have remembered we discussed in the third session of the Active Directory, roles of Active Directory. The difference between DC and ADC is roles of Active Directory. So actually 6 roles are there, but we have discussed about 5 roles, FSMO roles, because those are present only in the DC, but we have not discussed one role. That role we are going to discuss today. So on that day, I told you this GC, which is called multi-master operational role, we will be discussing in last class of the Active Directory. So today we'll see that. So GC means global catalog. So why it is called multi-master operational role? Because it will be present in the DC as well as ADC. So this role will be present in the DC and ADC. You cannot create a DC without global catalog. And you can have your ADC with the GC or without GC. So by default, that option is checked. So if you unchecked, you can make your ADC without global catalog. But for DC, you cannot do. Your child domain also, you can, by default, the option will be checked. If you uncheck and create the child DC, then your child DC without global catalog. But for that, you have to uncheck it. So global catalog, which is called multi-master operational role, contain complete information of its own domain and partial information of other domain. So it is similar to like a stuff zone. So using this partial information, it will search, it will able to search any domain within the forest. So if you have the global catalog, in which server, that server is called global catalog server. So what is the advantage of GC? If you have configured your child domain and your ADC with the GC, then there is no need to create the shortcut trust. Yesterday we have discussed within the same forest, the one user can log into the other from one child domain. The user can log into the other child domain. By default, trust will be there. But when it is passing through multiple domain, it will take a more time for the authentication. So to reduce that, we have created the shortcut trust. We have to reduce the authentication time. We created the shortcut trust between two different child domain within the same forest. So if you have created your child DC or ADC with the global catalog, there is no need to create the shortcut trust, because this global catalog will search that particular domain with the help of that partial information, so that there is no need to create the shortcut trust. So what is the advantage with the global catalog? If you have the global catalog in our child domain and ADC, there is no need to create the shortcut trust. So now let us imagine your child DC or ADC is created without. So while creating, you are not aware, so you uncheck the box and then you configure your ADC or the child domain. Now your ADC is working, your child DC is working. But now you know the importance of a global catalog. So if you have the global catalog, there is no need to create the shortcut trust. within the forest. So now, instead of creating the shortcut trust, it is easier just to enable the global catalog. So if your ADC or the child domain is created without global catalog, now you came to know that global catalog is very important, which will help in locating any domain within the forest so that there is no need to create the shortcut trust. So we can enable the global catalog in the ADC or the child DC. So how to enable? That is the practical. So we'll start the practical now. So this is about your global catalog. So let's see the practical. So for that, one machine is enough, DC. So while the machine get on, we can see the practical steps, how to enable the global catalog. So for that, how to configure the global catalog. So for that, in the DC machine, open the ADSS, Active Directory Sites, and what? Sites and services. Expand the site, expand the default site, expand server, then system name, expand. You will find NTDS setting. Right click on the NTDS setting property, check the global catalog. So this is how you can enable the global catalog. Okay. Now let me show you this practical. So who can do this? Only administrator in DC machine. So log in as an administrator. Okay. So now I need to go to the Active Directory Sites and Services, ADSS, Active Directory Sites and Services, to enable or configure the global catalog. So now this console got open. So first expand the site, then default site, then server, then our machine name. This is configured on system 1. So you can find NTDS setting. Select this NTDS setting, right click, new. Right NTDS setting, right click, properties. Now here, if it is configured, this box will be checked. If it is not configured, the box will be like this. So the box will be like this. So how we can enable our global catalog? So I'll show you one more time. Open the ADSS, Active Directory Sites and Services. Go to the default site, then expand your server, then go to your DC machine name, select the NTDS setting, right click properties. So here you can find global catalog. Enter the general category. Check the box to configure it. So if it is already checked means it is configured. If it is not there, if it is box is unchecked means it is the global catalog is not configured. If the box is checked means the global catalog is configured. So this is how you can enable the global catalog. So I hope you understood this, how to enable the global catalog. Okay. So this is about your global catalog. Now our next topic is, so you remember we have discussed in the second class of the Active Directory about the site. So I said in the second class of the Active Directory, the structure of the Active Directory consists of physical structure and logical structure. So physical structure consists of what? Domain controller and site. Logical structure consists of domain, tree and forest. So we discussed in the second class of the Active Directory about the logical structure. And as for the physical structure, we already in the first class of Active Directory, we have discussed the domain controller, how to configure. Domain controller means server, how to configure. So first we have installed the LDS, then promoted it and made it as a domain controller. Okay. So the physical structure of Active Directory. So the physical structure of Active Directory consists of domain controller and site. So we already discussed in the first class of the Active Directory about the domain controller. So we need to discuss about the site. So I told you the site we will be discussing in the final last class, that is today, Active Directory, fifth class. So already we have discussed about this domain controller. So this topic we already discussed in the Active Directory first class. Now today we are going to discuss in the Active Directory fifth class about the site. So I already told you site means site below at the place where our where our servers are kept. That place, that location is called as site. So site means the location or the place where our servers means our domain controllers are kept. So site consists of well-connected IP subnet. So generally the sites are used for three purposes: locating the logon services, replication of the data, and applying the group policy. So site can be used for mainly three purposes. What are they? Logon. Site can be generally used for locating the services like logon services, replication, So site is a well-connected IP subnet. So generally site is used for three purposes: for locating the logon services, replication of the data from server to client, and applying the group policy on multiple domains. So that can be done by using the site. So site can be generally used for locating the logon services, replication of the data, and applying the group policy. So sites are connected with the site links. Sites are connected with the site link. A site can have multiple domain, means sites are connected with the site links, and a single site can have multiple domain, means at one place you have your DC, your child DC. So that is called a site contain multiple domain. And if your company is small but multiple branches, a single domain can be there at multiple sites. Means your DC is one place, your ADC is at one place, at two different places, DC and ADC. So DC and ADC together it is a single domain. Multiple domain means one parent domain, one child, or two different child domain. But DC and ADC comes under single domain, remember. So if you have kept your DC at one place, your ADC at one place. So that is called single domain present in multiple sites. Okay. So single site contain multiple site means a single domain contain multiple site means see we already discussed no if you are having the multiple branches, different branches, so can you keep everything from a single domain? Like you have started the company in Hyderabad, you open the branch in Bangalore, one in Chennai. So there the employees are working. So can you able to manage from a single domain? No, you have to create. There employees are there. So there you have to create. So the first domain which you have created, that is your parent domain. After that, whatever domain you are creating, that is called child domain. So why will create the child domain? To look after the employees or the users based on that department where they are working. Is it clear, Irfan? Okay. Now here, some of the servers are in India, some are then in US. So how many sites we have to create? Two sites. And the communication between these two will happen. First, you have to create a side link. So between the two different sites, you have to connect or create a side link. How to create a side link? I'll show you. So when we create a site, we need to create side links. How to create? I'll show you. After that, we can do the locating the logon services, replication of the data, and we can apply the group policy. So these are the three things we can do by using the site. Okay. Now I'll show you how to create the site. and how to create the side link, then data replication. How to apply the group policy on site, that we will discuss tomorrow, because we are going to start tomorrow group policy. Okay, let's start the practical now. What is our next practical? Sites. So you have to create the site, go to the DC machine, open the ADSS, Active Directory Sites and Services, right click on site, new site, site name. Then once you create a site by going to ADSS, Active Directory Sites and Services, uh, add some servers, because the site means location, without server no use. Then create a side link. Create the side link. Then data replication can take place according to our requirement. So that I'll show you now. Okay. Now I'll show you how to create a site. So in the DC machine, go to the tools, open this ADSS. So till now we have used this console. Yesterday, this console, PowerShell, this console we are using now, and earlier mostly we were using this console. Okay. Now to create the site, expand the site, select the site, new site, right click, new site. Give any name of your choice. Suppose your servers are in India, write the name, India, select the default site. Okay, so a site with the India name is created. So a site with the name India is created. Same way you create one more site. Site, select the site, right click, new site. Now the name. Now some servers are in USA. So I'm creating one more site, USA. So one site is created with India, one site is created with USA. Now, if you go to the site, there you can find no servers. whether it is in India or USA, no servers. So site should consist of, site means the location or the place where servers are there. So it should consist of servers. So now what you have to do? What you have to do for servers? Go to the default site, expand servers. Now here you can find two servers, system 1, system 2. Now, if you want to create some more systems, select the server, right click, new server. Now I'm writing system 3. Now you can create one more server, right click on the server, new server. Some name you give. So 4 servers are there. So we can put some servers in India. Select the server. Move. Select the server, right click, move. Where it should move? To the India. So now one server will be there in India, system 1. Same way you select. Okay. So I put one system in India, another system also I'm putting in India. So 2 systems in India, now 2 systems in USA. Now see, India is having 2 servers, USA is having 2 servers. System 3, right click, move. To which site you want to move? USA. So now we have 2 servers in India, 1 server in USA. Same way you put system 4 also. Select the system, right click, move. Where you want to move? To the USA. Now site means the location or the place where your servers are there. So some servers are in India, some servers are in US. So this is your site. The site should be created, site should be connected with what? Side links. Now we need to create a side links. So how do you create a side links now? So to create the side links, we go to the inter site transport, right click, new side link. On the IP, select the IP, right click, new side link. So I'm creating the side link, India to USA. India to USA side link. So select the India, add India. Now you add USA also. So India to USA side link is created. Okay. So site is been created. Site link is created. India to USA. Now we can replicate the data. So how to replicate the data? Select this, right click properties. Then change schedule. So the replication is taking place 24/7, which is a wastage of resource. So you select the first option, replication not available. So when the traffic will be low, like early morning, 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. So I'm selecting morning 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. from Monday to Friday. After selecting that, say replication available. Okay. Now here, replication is taking place here. Now we have to, uh, so how many minutes replication I given? How much? 2 a.m. to, so I have given replication 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. Monday to Friday. So I think, let me cancel and do it one more time. Change schedule. Replication not available. Then replication available. Now I'm selecting Monday to Friday between 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. After that, you select here replication available. Okay. Now the replication take place for every 180 minutes. So I given only 2 hours. Here 180 minutes. So I can say replication take place every 10 minutes. Apply. So it will inform me. Minimum 15 you can give, not less than that. Okay, so you make it 15 minutes. So every 15 minutes between 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. and data will be exchanged or replicated. Okay. So this is how you can create a site. Then you can change the schedule as per requirement. How to apply the group policy on site, we'll see tomorrow. So with this topic, Active Directory 5th class is completed. Now we need to do one small topic that is called NLB. That is called NLB. So generally, like our Google, so millions of people will be accessing. So you will have Google only one server? No. If it is only one server, they will configure. What happens? The Google server will get crashed within no time. So what they will do? They will configure multiple Google server in different machines with a different IP. But they will uh, create one NLB, network load balancing, in one machine, and they will purchase one public IP to register their website. So that public IP they will register with the ISP DNS server, and on that IP, which is called cluster IP, they will add all the web server, so that when the client browse the Google server, the request will not come to one Google server. Many Google servers will be configured with same name on different machine. So the request will first come to the NLB on which the cluster IP is created. Then that cluster IP is nothing but your public IP, which you have to purchase and register on the ISP TMS server. So it will come to that cluster IP we will keep in the, we'll purchase the public IP, and we will register our website with a single name, with that single public IP. But where that web servers are configured on different machine, that same public IP which we have used to register our website, that same public IP we'll use like a cluster IP and add all the web servers which is configured in different machine with different IP. So now on that we will configure the NLB, network load balancing. So the request will come to the cluster IP on that. Once the user is, many users are there accessing the Google, some request will come sent to the first web server, some to second, some to like. So this is what called network load balancing. So that will be done with the help of the NLB. So this is the last topic. Yes, network load balancing. So what it will do, it will act like it will redistribute the traffic to multiple web server, which is configured on different machine with same name. So that when millions of people access that same website, so it will distribute the traffic to multiple web servers so that our system will not get crashed and people can access it. So for that, what you have to do, your public IP you have to use like cluster IP and add all these web servers, which is configured on different machine. So what the NLP will do, once the request comes, it will distribute the traffic to multiple web server so that your servers will be accessed fast. And if one get failed also, the users will not get the problem. It will send the web page from the other working web page. So it is used to redistribute the traffic. So like this, we can have how many clusters? 32 nodes. Minimum to maximum 32 nodes. So it is basically like a load balancing to redistribute the traffic to multiple web server so that the people can access your server without much problem and your server will not get hang or crashed when millions of people access your website. So for that, we have to use the NLB. So now I'll show you how to configure the NLB and using the cluster IP, how to add our web server. So we'll be not configuring the web server, just different machines. We will see how to add it. Okay. So this is about your last topic in MCSE. After that, we will focus only on the Linux till Saturday. Saturday will be last class. Now I'll show you how to configure the NLB. So for that, your DC machine, go to the DC machine, add the install the NLB. For that, click on add roles and feature, click on next 4 times, check the NLB box, add features, next install. Go to the second machine. So yesterday we made second machine as a DC. So you change it into either work group or member server. So there you just install the NLB. Then come to the system one, you configure the NLB. So in all the web server, you have to just install the NLB. Don't configure it. Configure you have to done only in one machine. That is your DC machine. Now configure it NLB. How to configure? So open the NLB service, right click on NLB cluster, new cluster, add host, connect. So you can add multiple. So which public IP you have purchased? First you have to add that IP, that is called cluster IP. So now on that, using this cluster IP, all the web servers will be added. So once you add this in all the web server machine, just you have to install the NLB. So there also it will show. It will replicate. Okay. So let me show you this practical. So this is my DC. Let me just make the second machine from the DC to work group. So how to do that? Yesterday also we have done from the ADC to work group. Same thing I'll do it now using the text mode through the PowerShell. It will be done easier. Open the PowerShell. Open the PowerShell. Windows PowerShell. Just write like this. Uninstall -adds tab -demote operational master role -forceful enter password domain administrator password. Confirm it. Now yes, so it will become the work group. Just wait. Okay. Now this machine is changed from the DC to the work group, but it's still some information will be left out, so we have to remove it, like I'll show you. So go to the icons. Okay, now go to the computer. It will be not pure work group. So in the background, HDFC will be there. So change setting, change more, remove that using delete key over. Now it has become completely work group. Restart the machine. Now you go to the DC machine, just install here NLB. How to install it? We know that. So open the server manager console, go to the add roles and features, click on next 4 times. 1, 2, 3. Here you will not find NLB. So do one more time, 4 times. Now here you will find NLB. Network load balancing. Check this. Add features. Now next install. So NLB will get installed. So it is got installed. Now same thing what you have to do in members server or work group. just install it. So in the real time, in this machine also, one web server will be configured. Like this, number of web servers they will configure. And in that, they will just install the NLB. How to install? Same. Click on add roles and features. Click on next 4 times. Just install the NLB. In this machine, the web server will be configured. Now we have just installed the NLB here. The configuration should be done in the DC. Now how to configure the NLB? See here. So you go to the NLB manager, load balancing, network load balancing manager. Now here, which IP have taken? Public IP for hosting our website, which we have to register on the ISP DNS server. That is called cluster IP. So that we have to add here. On that, we have to add our web server. So we have to purchase only one public IP, which will register on the ISP. So when any user give our website name, so it will go to the DNS. In the DNS, that IP is there. So that IP we have to use here as a cluster IP. So how to do that? I'll show you. So let us assume that this is NLB, right click new cluster, host. So this I'm doing where in system 1, my DC machine, connect. Next. Next. Now here you have to add the cluster IP. So suppose our company has taken one public IP. So we are working on 10 dot. So this is the public IP our company is purchased. So that we have to write here along with the subnet mask. So this is called cluster IP. So the request will come to this DNS, and on the DNS, which IP we have given? 10.0.0.200. So now it will come to this machine where we have given this as a cluster IP. We have added that on the NLB. Now this is we are configuring as a NLB server. So on the NLB server, we will configure the NLB server with the cluster IP, which we have registered. Now it should show converge. It is showing converge. Now using this cluster IP, all our web servers should be added. So now how to add the cluster IP? See here. Select the cluster IP, right click, add the host cluster. So now suppose in the system 2, you have configured the web server with same name. Web server will be configured in multiple machines with the same name but different machine. Connect. 10.2. Finished. Now it is showing pending. So you have to wait till it shows converged. So on that cluster IP, we have to add all our machines where our web server is configured with same name, but different machines. So we don't have to purchase a different public IP, only one public IP. On that, we have configured the cluster IP. So it will go to the DNS. Now from the DNS, it will come to this cluster IP, which we have registered. On that, now the request will be sent to this web server. Now the request will send to this web server like that. So like this, I am adding here 2 machines. Like this, many machines will be added. So the cluster IP will send the request to this machine, this machine. Now automatically here also it is updated. See here, whether I configured anything here in the system 2, no, we haven't configured. We just have to install it. Now here also it will show same thing. See here, this information it will show. Whether we configured anything, no. So if one web server is also failed, it will pass on to the other web server. Continuously, the users will get the website. Okay. So this is about your last topic, NLB. So in between, there is one more topic that is called, so in the domain model, the most important thing is active objects like domain users. So in Windows Server and Client operating system, we are having recycle bin. So generally that recycle bin will store the deleted files and directory. But in the domain model, the important thing is active objects like domain users. So when we delete the domain users, will it be stored in the recycle bin? No. So for that, the Microsoft company has designed one console which is called Active Directory Recycle Bin, which is by default disabled. So once you enable that Active Directory Recycle Bin, if you delete any users, domain users, or if you delete any group, or if you delete any OU, it will be stored in the Active Directory Recycle Bin for a maximum duration of 180 days. So before that, if you want to restore, you can restore it. So this is the new feature they have added. So how to enable the Active Directory Recycle Bin, I'll show you. So here, Active Directory Recycle Bin. So go to the DC machine, ADAC, Active Directory Administrative Center Console, domain name. Then click on domain name, right side you will find recycle bin. Raise the forest function and this. Enable it. One folder will be created, deleted object. So after that, if you delete any user, that will be stored there. So from there, you can able to restore it. Okay. So with this, we have done all the topics in MCSE. Now I'll show you this last one, Server Manager Console. So now go to the, now we have used this console, all these consoles. Now go to the first console, Active Directory Administrative Center. So now here you can see our domain name. Any Active Directory will be showing? No. So click on your domain name. So at the right side, it will show you. But it is not enabled. It is not highlighting. So once it is enabled here, you will find deleted object folder. So now how to enable this means click on the raise forest functional level. So this feature is released in 2012. So you select 2012. Okay. Now you raise also domain functional level also to 2012 R2. Now you can able to enable it. Just refresh this. Now the highlighting will appear. Now you can enable. So it is saying, are you sure you want to perform this action? Because once the recycle beam is enabled, it cannot be disabled. One-time configuration. Say, okay, yes. So it has been enabled. So one folder will be created with the name deleted object. So till now we have deleted so many users. Whether it has stored? No, because it was disabled. Now you enable it, no? Now you go to the ADUC console, delete some users. It will be stored in this deleted object folder because the recycle bin has been enabled. So now I'll go to the users. Now I'm deleting the users like U2, U1, U2, U3. All the three users are deleting. Now users are there, U1, U2, U3, no. but by mistake I deleted. But I don't have to worry because I have enabled the Active Directory Recycle bin. So how to go there? First console, Active Directory Administrative Center. Now you go to the domain name, local. Now here you will find deleted object because the Active Directory Recycle bin is enabled. So whatever we have deleted, it will show here. It will remain for maximum duration of 180 days. So within that days, if you want to restore it, you can restore it. Select it, right click, restore. So it will restore to normal location. That is the ADUC console. If you want other location, restore to another location name you have to give. Now see here, it came back. Okay. So with this, all the topics we have completed in the Active Directory as well as the MCSE. Now we will have a break. After the break, we will focus only on the Linux. Yes. Shall we have a break? Shall we have a break? Okay.
That's what I'm trying to. Okay, man.
जरा जी क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं? पूरी जो यमुना नदी है उसको साफ उनको नहीं करना है, उनको कोई खाना पूर्ति के लिए 4-5 घाटों में सफाई करनी है ताकि छठ पूजा तक हो जाए। अभी फिर से आपका पकड़ा सकती।
Yes, sir. Shall we continue now? Yes, sir. Shall we continue? I'm audible to you. Okay, we'll continue now. Now the Linux, only Linux. So yesterday I showed you how to create the file using cat, touch and editor. Today we'll see how to create the directory. After that, I'll show you how to copy the files and directory, how to rename, how to delete. Okay. Tomorrow and day after tomorrow, only Linux. So login as a root. Who is root? Root is the administrator in Linux.
Payment okay?
Yes. Hello.
Recharge చేయాలా చేస్తాను 7:30 అట్లా వచ్చి
Can you just keep your mic in mute position? Somebody mic is unmuted. Thank you. Now, yesterday we have created the files using cat, touch and editor. Today we'll see how to create the directory. So to create the directory, the command is very simple and only one command, that is mkdir. So mkdir stands for what? Make directory. So here we have to use some new name. So I have given one name, so one directory will be created. So when it is a directory, blue color. If it is a file, black color. If you give LL or if you give ls space hyphen L, if it is a directory, first character will be D. If a file, first character will be hyphen. Now, if you want to create multiple directories, same like touch command. So if you use touch command, it will create 5. If you use the mkdir and give different names, it will create different directories. So I'm giving different directories name. So how many names you give, that many directories it will be created. So how many names have given, that many directories got created. Blue colors. For Azure, here, MCSE here, DevOps here, security here, like that. So if you want to create multiple directory with a similar name, same like touch command, flower bracket. So yesterday I created file with Hyderabad name. Now I'm creating directory. So how many you want to create? You can write between the first number and second number. How many dots? 2 dots. Not more than 2 dot, not less than 2 dot. Okay. Now you can also use alphabet in place of numbers, but you have to use the flower bracket. How to check it? ELS. Either India A, India B, India C, India D, India E. Yes. Now we will create parental directory. Parental means first directory is your parent and remaining all will be child directories. So this is called nested or tree structure directory also. So to create that, the command is same, but you have to use one extra thing, that is -p. P stands for parental. Now in place of name, I am writing for simplicity only alphabet. A/B/C/D/E like that. So here, which is the first directory? A. So only A will be seen, but not. So this is your first directory is your parent. Remaining all are child directories, because we can have only one parent and any number of child. So if you want to see parental directory along with child, you have to use ls space hyphen capital R. R means recursively, your parental directory name. If you give ls, just only parental directory name it will show, not child. So if you want to see all the child directories along with parent, ls space hyphen capital R space your parental directory name, first directory name. So it will show you the path. So it will show you the path. Okay, now suppose you want to go to the C directory. So CD, first directory is A, then B, then C. Now you are in C directory. Now if you want to go to the D directory, CD, D, because after C you have D. Next to go to the E directory, CDE. Now from the E is the last directory. After E you want to come to D. So if you give CDD, it will not come in reverse order. To move front, you can give the name, but to move backward, if you want to move backward, you have to use inside the directory, inside the parental directory. So here you have to use CD space 2 dots. 2 dots means one step back. So backward you cannot come by giving the name. Front you can go by using the name. If you want to move 2 steps back, 4 dot. But after one pair, put the / again 2 dots. Now to come to the home directory, CD. Don't give any directory name. Now before coming out, what was your last directory? B. So to go to your last working directory without giving path means you have to use CD space hyphen, so that you will go to your last working directory. So this is called navigation. So we can move front by giving the name inside the parental directory. And inside the, if you want to move backward, you have to use the dots. 2 dots represent one pair. One pair means one step back. Okay. So this is called navigation. So we discussed yesterday how to create files, today how to create directories. Our next concept is how to copy the files and directories. So for that we have to use cp space hyphen rv. Suppose you want to copy first a file into file. First a file name, then in same location you want to copy this file. So you cannot have two files with same name. So you have to give some new name. So here now what happens? One new file will be created with this name. And at the same time, the content of Red Hat will be copied into CentOS. Now see here. So can you see here one new CentOS? Earlier it was not there. So now you can read Red Hat as well as CentOS. Exactly same thing. So this is how you can copy file. So which file you want to copy? First you have to give that. Then where you want to copy. Directory means you can give directory name. So there it will copy. In same location means you cannot have two files with same name. So you have to give some new name. So the file will be created with this name, and at the same time this content will be copied. Source destination where you have to copy. So this is copying file to file. Now let us copy the file into directory. The command will be same. So we can copy file into directory, but not direct into file. First file name, then directory name. So here, this is our directory. Now the file is copied inside the directory. So if you go give ls, it doesn't show because the file is inside the directory. How to check it? Go inside the directory and you can check ls. How to read it? Cat file name. To come out, cd. So one option is we can go inside the directory and check it. And second option is we can read by giving the path. So which file is there inside the directory? How to check? First ls, the directory name. It will show you the file name. So you read it, cat. So first directory name, because the file is inside the directory. Then which file is there? You can see here. You read it. So two options are there in Linux. You can go inside and do it, or by giving the path, you can do it. Both I have shown you. Okay. So this is how you can copy. Now the next one is what? If you want to copy one file data into another without overwrite, then you cannot use cp command. So you have to use this command. So we have one file here, Unix. I want to copy a Red Hat data into Unix. So when you want to copy one file data into another, so you cannot use cp command. It will ask for overwrite. So without overwrite, you want to copy means one file data into another, you have to use cat, the file name, which file data you want to append. Append means add, then double greater here. So nothing will happen to the Red Hat file. But on the Unix file, Unix data will be there. On Unix data, Red Hat data will be added. See here. So Unix was having only one line. But now on that Unix file, Red Hat data is also added. So when you want to add one file data into another file, don't use cp command. You use appending concept using the cat. Double greater means appending. Okay. So this is about your copying. Our next task is renaming the files and directory. So for that we have a mv. So my file name is Red Hat. So I want to change the name, first existing name, then new name. So my file name will change from Red Hat to Blue Hat. ls, see here, Red Hat name is not there, Blue Hat. Content will remain same, only the name will be changed. Same way you can change the directory also with same command, mv existing name. Now zoom name I am changing to moon. So zoom is changed to moon. Now if you want to remove the files and directory, you have to use rm. Rm stands for remove. So rm stands for what? Remove. Rm space -r to remove the files and directory. Rmdir will remove only empty directory. So to remove any file or any directory, this is the best command, rm space -r. So you can remove any directory or any file. My file name is what? Blue Hat. It will ask your confirmation. Delete it. If you want to delete the directory also, same command, rm space -r, the directory name. It will ask your confirmation. First, it is going inside, deleting the file. Now deleting the directory. So if you want to remove the files and directory without confirmation, every time you don't want to give yes, then you can use this f. Extra you have to use f. Rm means remove, R means recursive, f means forcefully. Now you can give any name, full name or the single name. And I have so many files with India. Sorry, I have so many directories with India. So don't write all name, just write one or two, put the star. Then I have so many files with Hyderabad name, put one or two star. So all the things will be deleted. See here. So it will never ask the confirmation, but you have to be very 100% sure. Don't delete the Anaconda file. It is a OS file. Otherwise, your OS will be lost. So whatever I am creating, whatever I have created, I am deleting it. Okay, so this is about your deleting the files. So this is about your deleting the files. So today we completed basic commands. So how to create the files, yesterday completed, today how to create directory, how to copy, how to rename, how to delete. Our next task is what? User administration. So who will create the users? Only admin. So we are already logged in as an administrator. So now we'll see how to create the users. So in Windows, without installing the Active Directory domain controller, if you create a user, that is local user. After installing the ADDS and making a domain controller, after that, if you create a user, domain user, exactly same concept in Linux. So the service name is only different. So in Windows, it is a domain controller. In Linux, it is called LDAP server, ADAP, LDAP server, lightweight directory access protocol. So if you configure that LDAP server, then create a user that will become domain user. If you are not configured the LDAP, if you create a user, it is a local user. So we haven't configured in the companies that will be configured. So already it will be configured. Just create the user. It will be domain users. So without that, local user, but the command to create the local user or domain user will be same. Okay, so now we'll see how to create a user in the Linux. So the command is user add to create a user. User add space any name of your choice. So in Linux, the users will be created in /home. So all the user home directory will be /home. So the user information is available in, there are two files, etc passwd and etc shadow file. So when you give cat space /etc/passwd, it will show all users detail, including all the system users and normal users. System users created by OS, normal users created by admin. So the first system user is root. So who is root? Root is a administrator. So what is the root UID? So this is the name of the user. Then the password of that user will be covered with X. That's why it is called mask password. So etc passwd will not show the password detail. It will show the username. The mask password will be covered. So that password detail you can check from the other file that is called shadow file. That I'll show you. Then third field UID. So root UID is 0. UID means unique ID of the user. GID. For each and every user, one GID will be created, because like us, all of us will have name. Along with the name, we will have surname. Surname or family name indicate we belong to which family. Same way for each and every user, that user will be part of some group that is called user primary group, which is indicated by GID. Here comment, home directory and the shell. So if you want to see all user detail, cat space /etc passwd. No, you want to see only first 10 users detail. Head, the file name is same. So it will show first 10 users detail. Now you want to see last 10 users or first 4 users. So head, after that, if you don't give any number, it takes default 10. If you want less than 10 or more than 10, write that number. Like I want 4. File name will be same, passwd. Now it will show 4 only. First 4 header. Now you want to see last 10. Tail space /etc passwd. Last 10. No, you want to see last 3. Tail -3 the passwd. No, you want to see only one user detail. You want to see only one user detail. So you have to use grep space username the file name, etc passwd. So this is the database file which contain the user detail. Like first it will show username, second mask password. So the file name is passwd, but it doesn't show the password. So password will be covered with X, that is called mask password. Then third will be UID, unique ID of the user. GID, user primary group ID, GID, group ID. Here we can write some comment. Here, home directory, all the normal user home directory /home, administrator home directory /root. Then bin bash, it is the shell. When we open the terminal, what is the program we are using? Shell. This is your bin bash shell. In Linux, default shell is bin bash. Now here it doesn't show the password detail. So if you want to see the password detail, you have to use this file, grep username and the file name. The file name is shadow. So here it will not show the password detail in plain form. It shows in encrypted form. So this file etc passwd can be opened by any user, but shadow file can be opened by only one user, that is root. So in the first field it shows username, second encrypted password. Password it will show in encrypted form. An encrypted password always starts with a $. So any password is assigned to the U1? No. U1 is created, but password is not assigned. So its name will not appear in the user list. Unless until you don't assign the password, its name will not appear in the user list. So here after username, if you see double exclamation mark, it means the user is created, but password is not assigned. So this will show number of days since 1st January 1970 till today, on which day the user is created. So it is having not much significance, just it counts. Tomorrow if you create new user, it will be 93, last number. Minimum life. What is the minimum life of a user password? 0 days. 0 days. So it means on same day, the password can be changed. And the maximum life is 99,999 days. It is in terms of days. So if you divide by 365, it will come to 273 years. So before the password expired, how many days warning will get? 7 days. Okay. Okay, fine. Now user is created, but password is not assigned. So when the password is not assigned, its name will not appear in the user list. So what we have to do? We have to assign the password. So how to assign the password? Passwd. Don't write your own command. Whatever vendor is given, we have to use that. Passwd space username. If you don't write the username to the login user, the password will change. So to which user you are assigning the password, you write passwd that username. So in Windows, minimum 7 character. Yes, in Linux also same, but that is applied to user, but not to the root. So in Linux, without doing any changes, root will have unlimited access. Root can assign even 1 character as a password. But when the users are changing, compulsory they need to give 7 character. Now I'm giving the password. One more thing you have to remember in Linux, for extra security, when we give the password, nothing will appear invisible. In Windows, when you give the password, some ball-like structure, a star like that will appear. So person who's sitting beside you cannot know what password you are giving, but they definitely can know how many characters you are giving as a password. So at least they will get some hint, but in Linux, no such thing. So why I'm saying that when you assign the password, if the cursor is not moving, not blinking, and you are not getting any sign, you may think, oh, my keyboard not working. My system might got crashed. You might be go on pressing some keys. So you should not do all those things, because in Linux, the password is designed for extra security, invisible. So when you are assigning the password, just see the keyboard and give the password. Don't see the screen, because nothing will appear there. Like I have done here, assign the password, then confirm it. Nothing will appear. So while confirming, any problem is there, it will show like this. Again, you give the password, confirm it. I given 1 character. So if you are getting the message, all authentication token updated successfully, it means It means what? The password is assigned. Now where you can check? So earlier in the etc passwd, if you check, before assigning the password also it was showing X. Now the password is assigned, still it's showing X because that password will be covered. So where you can see shadow file. So now here after the username you see double exclamation mark because password was not assigned. Now after the username you see here exclamation mark is gone. But in place of that, from here to here, this is the password. It is encrypted password. So whatever password you give, okay? So encrypted password, which always starts with dollar, and it will be about 128 bit, whatever password you give. Now password is assigned to the user. So user is created, password is assigned. Now we will see how to log in as a user. Now we have to see how to log in as a user. So shall I continue that? It may take about 5 to 10 minutes, or shall we do it tomorrow? Tomorrow onwards, there will be no MCSE, only Linux. So if you want me to continue, I'll continue. No, tomorrow means tomorrow. Yes, please tell me. I'm waiting for your reply. Yes, shall I continue for 5 to 10 minutes, or shall we do it tomorrow? The remaining part. Okay, you want me to continue? Okay. So now we will see how to log in as a user. Log in as a user. So first method is SU. SU means switch user. So admin can switch to any user without knowing the password. So now user is logged in. Once the user logged in, will get dollar. So dollar means limited access. Now, can he create a new user? No, he can't create. Can the user open the etc passwd file? Yes, they can open the passwd file, but user cannot open the shadow file, even though the password is not in plain text form. Password detail is available in shadow file, etc shadow. So only root can open that. Okay. Now, can the user switch to the root without knowing password? No, security is there. So one user can switch to another user? No, only admin can switch to any user. That is, root can switch to any user without knowing the password by using SU command. Now, how to come out? How to come out? Exit. Now we'll get back the root privilege. Now I'll show you how to log in with the graphical method. So you can click here and log out. But without log out from root, if you want to log in with the user, you can use this command. GDM Flexi Server. Just write GDM tab. So what is the advantage of this? Without logout from root, you can go to the login screen and log in. So now go to that user. I assign single letter password. Can I log in? Yes. Now, first time when you log in, you will get welcome screen. Just next, start. Then genome help screen, close it. Now, if you open the terminal, now which user logged in? U1. So you will get what? $. So can you create a user? Can you create a user? No. Can you open the shadow file? No. So how to go back to the admin now? Just click here, log out. So you'll go back to the administrator. Now this is second method, graphical method. Now text method, Alt Control F2. Alt Control F2. Now here I can log in with the user one. Password will not be visible in here. So don't see the screen, just see the keyboard and give it. Now same thing will work here. How to exit? You can log out or exit. To come to graphical console, Alt Control F1. Alt Control F1. So I shown you today how to create user, how to assign password, and how to log in with various methods. Now let us see here. As a user, can you change the password? Yes. So now let me log in as a user and change the password. So can the user change the password? Yes. Passwd enter. So when the user is changing the password, first it will ask your existing password. If you give correctly, then you can give the new password. I am giving 4 letters. It is not accepting. So compulsory when the user is changing the password, compulsory you have to use first existing password, then new password. Nothing will appear. So when the user is changing the password, compulsory like Windows, minimum 7 character. You can give minimum more than 7, but not less than 7. And it should have alphabet, special character, number. Now the user has changed the password. Now after few days or next day, he is saying to the administrator, I given the password, but it is not working. Maybe I've forgotten or it might be a wrong password, I don't know. So what the admin can do, admin will have unlimited access in Linux. He will just give the password, new password, passwd space. He will ask, what is your name? He'll write the name. For admin, it will not ask previous password. He will give new password. When user is changing the password for security, it will ask existing password which admin has given. If he has given correct, then he can change the password. Now user is frequently changing the password. Then what admin can do? He can change these fields. So how to change the fields? Administrator only can change by using this command, chag. So don't write chang, just write chag. Change the age, the username. So minimum life I am giving 3 days. Maximum life 60 days. Only 3 things you have to change: minimum life, maximum life, warning days. Other thing you just press enter, skip it. So these 3 things you give it, other thing you just press enter. Now what is the effect now? The minimum life is 3 days. Maximum life, instead of 273 years, now just 60 days, 2 months, which is a reasonable time. And before the password expired, 5 days. Means after 55 days, if you log in, you will get a message, your password will expire in 5 days, change the password. If you don't do that, next day, once you log in, it will say, your password will expire in 4 days, change the password, like that. Now, can the user change the password now? No, he can't. Because he has to wait how many days? 3 days. So he given correct password, still he has to wait because minimum life is 3 days. Minimum life is 3 days. To come back to admin, exit. Now, if user done something wrong, the administrator can lock his account by using this command. User mod -L to lock the account. So how the administrator will know it? So he'll see the shadow file. Before encrypted password, you will get single exclamation mark. After username, double exclamation mark means password is not assigned. But dollar is available after username. But before dollar, single exclamation mark means the account is locked. So admin can log in to the user, but will not give the admin console. So how to check this result? How to check this result? Go to the GDM Flexi server. Now that username will not be appearing, U1 name, because the account is locked. Alt Control F1, come back. Now user cannot log in. So he has to go to administrator and apologize for his mistake. So once the user is apologized, now he can unlock his account. So capital L for locking the account, capital U for unlock. Now see, account has been unlocked. So see here, the exclamation mark is gone. Now if you go to the GDM Fluxy server, again the U1 name will appear. Now you can log in as a U1. Okay, now you can log in with a single letter password. Okay, now user again log in. If you want to log out, U1 log out. You will come back to administrator. Now the last thing, if you want to change the etc passwd field, you can change that also, like UID of the user. So to change that, user mod -small u, capital U to unlock, small u, any new ID. Up to 60,000 you can use the username. So UID will be changed. GID, how to change? Tomorrow I'll show you. Now, if you want to do multiple changes, that also you can do. User mod. Now, suppose you want to change the shell and write the comment. So how many types of shells we have? All these things, whatever I'm showing you, it's there in the file which I have sent to you. So our default shell is bin bash. Now I want to change it to first shell, bin sh. So how to do that? User mod to make the changes. Small c to write the comment. Here anything is there? No, I'm writing the comment. Suppose this user is working in IT department. In inverted commas, you have to write if you're writing with space. Now one change is over, space, -s means shell. So what is the shell I'm using? Bin bash. Now I'm changing to bin sh. Last, for which user you are changing? U1. So now how many fields will change? Comment will appear, shell will change. 2 fields. So you can change one field or multiple. The command is same, user mod. Now two field things will be changed. See here, now comment is appearing. Now if you go to the graphical user list, U1 name will not appear. In place of that, IT department, and the shell is changed from bin bash to bin/sh. Now if user is left the company, you have to delete his account. User del -r, compulsory -r. U1, if you don't write -r, it will delete only from primary group, but it will be there in the home directory and mail account. So always use -r. So it will be deleted permanently from all multiple locations like home directory, mail account, and user primary group. So with this, we have done with the user administration. So tomorrow we will do only Linux is left. Tomorrow we'll see group administration permissions. Okay. And Saturday will be the last class where we will see how to install the application and configure the DHCP server and Apache. I'll show you last day. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you, everyone. If you have any questions, any doubt, please tell me. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you, everybody. See you tomorrow. I'm closing this session.